Are we live? I think we are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome. It's BigJackFilms here. Welcome back to another live stream. Again, apologies, I'm not doing these so much. I have just been very busy. I have just been super packed with stuff. And I mean, just work, personal life, and so on, summer and everything. But now that it's ending, we're back on track. We're back on just, doing regular stuff. But yeah, this is just going to be your typical stream. Not going to be a gaming night or anything. It's just going to be your basic, nighttime kind of thing. And please forgive me. I'm just trying to send an invite to a few people who might want to join us on the stream tonight because I am I haven't had time to do these. Mostly due to all the projects that I am currently working on, especially the ones I have for Halloween. Halloween, I'm doing a marathon of videos, so that's why I have been very absent. I have been just working so goddamn hard on these Halloween episodes that are coming out. But a couple of good things. Hello, BigJackFilms Productions. Good to see you. A couple things. Tomorrow you'll be seeing the trailer for the next review. The trailer will be out tomorrow, but it is up early for everybody on Patreon. So if you guys want to go donate just $1 or more, we'll get you access to all of our content as well as other special features. But you can see the new episode early. You can see it early right now, actually, on Patreon. So that goes, the trailer for that goes out tomorrow, and the video will be out probably next week. So really appreciate it if you guys want to go support our Patreon for stuff. That would be wonderful. Second thing that's happening. So if you guys are wondering why I've been absent, couple personal matters. Nothing to worry about, but also a matter of I'm working on a ton of big projects for October, November, December. And one of them I will should I tell you guys what it is? I mean, you only people on my live streams will know what it is. It's basically for October. Oh my God, my hair is a freaking mess. Look at that. If you guys want to know what it is, Mummy Month. We are doing Mummy Month. That is happening in October. We'll have a trailer out in a couple of weeks, but you will be getting 4 reviews. 4 reviews in October, all centered around the Mummy, and it will be happening around that time. And I think it's kind of appropriate. It's all kind of happening because, Brendan Fraser is getting a huge second win here on his channel and everything. So it's pretty cool to see that there's going to be just this resurgence in Brendan Fraser right now. And there's been kind of talks from Universal about doing a 4th film, a 4th Mummy. So I'm like, yeah, bring it on. More of that. That would be better than the crappy Tom Cruise one. So yeah, I've just been really busy with that, guys. I've been really working hard on that. Thomas has been helping me out. Bradley's been helping me out. We've got a lot of people handy on this one. And it kind of feels good to get back on big projects again, like big productions and not, I mean, sure, it's still compromised because of COVID, but it still feels good to get an actual big project going this year because we've just been lacking it because of COVID and because of the pandemic. So things are moving in the right direction right now. I am really excited to see what you guys think of Mummy Month. I think it's going to be spectacular. Now, I'm just sending the invite to a few people if they would like to join us on the stream. They are more than welcome to. So hopefully those links go out to them and they can join us if they would like to. So yeah, it's been one of those busy weeks. It's been one of those busy times. Where I've just been trying to get these big videos out, due on schedule. And there's going to be more. There's going to be one in November and a big one in December. Can't say what it is, but I think you guys are going to be very surprised and very excited for what we got going on. And then here comes, 2022 is where we're really gambling the big projects to happen. So it's just going to be a typical conversation stream tonight, guys. I'm going to try to do these, get these out, because I know you guys have a few questions. Also, a major shout out to Dr. Terawat. He just came back from the dead, not literally, but he's been on Twitch most of the time. But now he's actually back to making videos again on YouTube. So if you guys can do me a huge favor, go subscribe to his channel under Evil Incorporated. Really appreciate it. He's been a wonderful supporter. He's one of our essential characters on the show. And he's actually doing a new project that he's actually going to be updating his costume with like a new robotic stuff. So definitely go check that out. And no, this stream is not brought to you by Pepsi, unfortunately. And while we're at it, while we're waiting for guests to potentially come in, we have fan mail. We got some fan mail. It's only one today. I should give a little update, guys, is that fan mail is actually going to be, we are going to be eventually moving to a new address, and that probably won't be happening until spring. But we still have the old address for now, so you guys can keep sending us mail from that end. So this one is from Rockford, Illinois. It's all the way in Chicago. That's pretty neat. Don't get many from Chicago. Not many Chicago viewers, so I'm curious to know what the hell is in here. So I think there's a piece of artwork. But I want to open this first. Any more King Kong reviews coming, says Antonio. Yeah, we've got one more to go for December. However, we're thinking about doing one in November. Not 100% yet, but we're kind of focusing on a few other projects, but there's going to be a big Kong review in December. I can guarantee that. So this is a fan letter, so let's see what it says here. Dear BigJackFilms, I want to say thanks for the reviews of King Kong films and the fan film. I would like to meet you in person at my hometown and get to know each other. Well, I mean, I've been to Illinois only once. I've been to Chicago, and that was for G-Fest. I got some questions to some films I want to see you review, like Doctor Who, the Daleks. I am not a Doctor Who fan. I don't know anything about the lore, so I'm kind of out of luck there. But there's a ton of requests, basically. But yeah, I do appreciate fan mail like this. Very, very awesome, very cool. Actually, Jared, that is on the to-do list. Is the when are you going to do the Babar episode? So I've been getting a few requests for episodes to talk about, and it's going to be kind of the focus of next year. It's going to be a lot of requested episodes because there's just some reviews that we want to focus on, but we want to make them these really cool projects. But we're trying to do some stuff on the side also to keep the YouTube algorithm gods happy, the mighty overlords that they are. So we're going to be doing more smaller Kong reviews, kind of going back to basics with the old school stuff, which we really liked doing, especially this year. There were a couple episodes that kind of just came out of nowhere that we decided to do, and they came out wonderful. So there is what's kind of happening in terms of just Kong reviews. We're going to be doing more smaller episodes, but they're going to be a lot of requested ones. The Babar episode is on there. I'm actually going to be doing one in January on another TV show that kind of homages Kong, but there's going to be a lot of those come 2022. Good to see you, Redland Ranger Studios. I'm still waiting for the follow-up to your last review. I'm sure Harold the Vortis would like to talk to you about that. So there's that. But let's see what he's got here. Oh my god. Okay. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So from the same fan letter, I couldn't read the rest of it, unfortunately. I do apologize. But he did request me to do Doctor Who. However, I know nothing about Doctor Who. But he sent me this really awesome fan art. I freaking love these. This is fan art that I really love. It's me, I think one of the doctors, and Android 18. And we're fighting the Daleks! The Daleks will destroy this other robot lady thing. They must be exterminated. That's all I know about Doctor Who. I know about the Daleks. I know they're pretty cool. I know a lot of them work at FanExpo, but okay, that's actually really rad. Honestly, if I do something Doctor Who, which I doubt it, but if I did, I would include the Daleks somehow. But there you go. Remember, guys, I am not at all a Doctor Who fan, but that's pretty fucking cool. I'm actually thinking on this kitchen wall here that we have centered here, I'm going to actually maybe thinking about doing a collage of all the fan art I've been receiving and kind of have them all pinned up here. I think that would be actually pretty cool. But yeah, so that's the majority of the mail we got this week. We didn't get much. Again, we've just been super busy. I'm still waiting for Inuyasha Dinosaur 101's piece of packaging he's supposed to be sending. There's another package from, I believe, Ike Studios. We're definitely going to be getting more packages in. So look forward to those. But, of course, guys, if you guys want to send us fan mail, you can cancel at this address, BigJackFilms, P.O. Box 326, Queensville, Ontario, L02100. Love to hear from you guys. Questions, donations, gifts, whatever. Send it to us. We'd love to hear from you guys. Hi, Zach. Any interest in seeing the new Candyman? I've never seen the original. Never seen the original. So I probably have no desire to see the new one, although I've heard good things about this one. I kind of like to... I do want to do more opening nights now that the movie theaters are open. I do want to see Suicide Squad. I do want to see Halloween Kills when that comes out in October. There's a lot of stuff I still want to see. So Also, we're going to be trying to do more Patreon requested opening nights. So the next one is requested by a friend of ours, David Skywalker. He wants us to cover, I can't remember what superhero movie, but it's some sort of dark superhero film. But yeah, we're going to be covering that at some point. Are you going to be looking forward to Spider-Man No Way Home? Yes. So this is kind of weird. Spider-Man No Way Home was like the whole MCU with Spider-Man. I think everything since Amazing Spider-Man, I just have not had interest in. I kind of lost interest in Spider-Man since they canceled the Raimi films. And because I still like the Raimi movies, I still really have a sense of nostalgia for the first 3 films. Even though Spider-Man 3 isn't good, I still like it. However, the Andrew Garfield, the first one I liked. The second one, I hated. I hated Amazing Spider-Man 2. And then I've been so far behind on the MCU. I mean, I did see Infinity War. I did see Endgame. I did enjoy them. But in terms of watching them all in order, I haven't even watched Civil War yet. So I am way far behind on the MCU. And I do need to catch up at some point. But they are on just the sort of thing to watch at some point. I just haven't had the time. So I do want to see the new Spider-Man. I do know that Tom Holland is a good Spider-Man. In fact, I met him once, believe it or not. This is a funny story. So this is coming up, I think, almost on 10 years, actually. Yeah, 10 years ago. I kind of did meet Tom Holland kind of accidentally. And this was before I knew this is before he was Spider-Man. This was like when he was a kid. Because I went to the Toronto International Film Festival, which happens here every year in September. And one of the movies that was premiering there that I actually did want to see was a movie called The Impossible. It's a disaster movie based on real-life events, directed by J.A. Bayona, who did Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. He was there as well. Didn't know who he was. A lot of unknowns at the time. But it's based on the story about a family that survived the 2004 Indian tsunami. And it has easily one of the best tsunami disaster scenes I've ever seen in a film. How this didn't get nominated for Best Sound Design, I have no idea. We saw it at the Princess of Wales Theater, and the sound blew my mind. It was absolutely incredible to see the movie on a screen like that. It was graphic. It was horrifying that this was a real event. So, but on top of just, I did bump into Ewan McGregor there. I did bump into Naomi Watts. She did sign my Kong extended cut DVD. But I bumped into Tom Holland, and it was kind of very brief, not much interaction, but I had no idea. Little would we know he would be one of the most iconic superheroes of all time and one of the most anticipated movies. So, again, had no idea who this kid was. He was brand new to the scene, but, you know, little would we know down the line, oh, it's that guy speaks Spider-Man. That's pretty cool. Cool kid. So that was pretty neat, but it was also actually the actual family that survived it was there too. And they gave the approval of the story and everything. Great film. If you guys want to see a really good disaster movie based on real true life events, go watch The Impossible. Very emotional film. That's why I was looking forward to J.A. Bayona doing Fallen Kingdom until the studio fucked it up. But, you know, I am counting on the next one. Hyro Go G98, I love that name, by the way, asks, are you going to review The Land Unknown? I thought about covering some other dinosaur movies down the line. I don't know how I would do it, but I've thought about doing a lot of the old school dinosaur movies that I just haven't had time for. So things like, I mean, once I do all the stop motion dinosaur movies, like I do want to cover Valley of Gwangi. I do want to cover, Planet of Dinosaurs. And I do want to cover a few other films, stop motion wise with dinosaurs. I know somebody mentioned Unknown Island in the Journey review. So that is on the list of Kong ripoffs, but there is a couple of dinosaur movies I do want to cover. I do want to cover Land Unknown because that is the kind of effects we were maybe going to get on The Legend of King Kong. And I also want to cover things like The Land That Time Forgot with Doug McClure and, you know, When Dinosaurs Ruled the Earth, the other Hammer movie. Dinosaurus, I've been very conflicted about, Jared, because I find that movie completely insufferable. It is, like, boring as hell. The dinosaur scenes in that are just garbage. I prefer the ones from things like, you know, Journey to the Beginning of Time. Equinox, I haven't seen yet, David. I've heard good things about Equinox, but I've yet to see it. I know Dennis Muren, Phil Tippett, and all these guys made them when they were kids, but that is also a possibility. I know I also kind of had interest in Attack of the Super Monsters, but it's not really something I do want to go into full detail on. One review I'm looking forward to see is the review of the third Inuyasha film. That will be coming when I finish season 5. The vlogs come first. I'm actually thankfully almost done season 4. There's going to be, I've already got 2 episodes ready to go for the next 2 weeks. However, season 4 we're actually going to take a mild break from, because in October, another thing I'm going to announce is that I'm going to be finally covering the second half of the Rosario Vampire vlogs for Halloween, and it will be on season 2. Now, believe it or not, guys, I love the first season of Rosario Vampire. I've never seen the second season, like ever. Because every time I try to look for it, it's always the first season. The second season became so goddamn hard to find. And it was terrible. Like, I wanted to watch it, and it's just taking me this long to finally cover it. But what's really cool about it is that I'm actually going to be, I finally got it on Blu-ray, the whole series season on Blu-ray. So I will be covering the second season, and that will be starting probably around mid-September, because I know there's a lot of episodes and there's only a few Mondays I can cover throughout October. So it's probably going to be the first Halloween thing to start this month, basically. Caveman is another one I've thought about covering, because not many people know about that one. That's the Jim Danforth stop-motion dinosaur movie with Ringo Starr. I think it was a parody of the Caveman dinosaur movies. Did you hear about Phil Tippett's new movie? Yeah, I really want to see that. That actually looks really great. It's really cool to see Phil Tippett go back and do a really good stop-motion movie on his own. I think the last one I saw that he did was Prehistoric Beast, and then it was later the TV company said, we want you to do more of this for our dinosaur documentary with Christopher Reeve, which is a great documentary. I think you can find it for free on YouTube. I think it's slipped into the public domain. Thoughts on Terror of Mechagodzilla? It's okay. It's no Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla like the first one, the original, but it is pretty good. I do like that one. I think like after they got over the hump of making it for kids, they did well. They got well, and then they quit, and then gave birth to the Heisei era, which is the best incarnation. Yeah, I know Ed Asner died. I looked up his resume. The guy did a lot of voice work. I was surprised. Although I know about Up. I have seen Up. It is a really sad movie, but I remember stumbling across that video on YouTube where he's just like, "Hi, I'm Ed Asner," and he pulls out a switchblade. I had never laughed so hard in my life. I remember seeing that. I was howling for hours. I couldn't breathe. Do you think King Kong should reuse the Universal stock roar in a future movie? That'd be kind of cool to see. I mean, if Godzilla can reuse roars from like all the way back to '98, why not for a future Kong project? I'm all for that. Hell, why not use the roars from the Universal attraction? That would be something to update those. Thank you, because that's the reason why I was inspired by Jack. Aw, thank you so much. Hocus Pocus is my favorite Halloween movie. I only saw that movie once at a summer camp, and it was okay. It wasn't something I really grew up with. If I did like one thing that's Put a Spell on You song, that's catchy. That's pretty damn catchy. I'm not the biggest fan of the movie. I do find it to be a little hokey, a little, no pun intended, Hocus Pocus. I do find it to be a little cringy. But that song is amazing. And I mean, but the problem is like, look, I'm not a big fan of Sarah Jessica Parker, like, at all. So there's some actors in that movie I can't stomach it. Like, it's okay. It's passable. I can see why people like it. So there's that. What are your favorite Rick Baker films besides Kong 76? That's a good question. Obviously, Mighty Joe Young. Mighty Joe Young was a really decent remake of the original film. I didn't like Planet of the Apes, the Tim Burton film. I hated it, but I do really like Rick Baker's stuff in that. I really enjoy American Werewolf. I really like anything he does with gorillas. I'll watch, because Gorillas in the Mist is one of his crowning achievements. That movie is incredible. Like, that's one of the best uses of ape suits, because you can never tell the difference between what's a real gorilla and what's a fake one. That was pretty damn impressive for the time. So stuff like that I do like Rick Baker doing. Men in Black was okay, but that was more of an ILM movie than it was a Rick Baker movie. So certain things like that. Okay, Alex, I'm just going to point out, I do not like Gamera. I don't like Gamera. I will say this about Gamera. I like the Heisei trilogy, and I like a movie that's not a Gamera movie, but it's kind of a homage to Gamera. That being a Japanese movie, a really adorable Japanese movie called Love and Peace. And it was I remember seeing it at G-Fest. They actually screened it before my Kong remake. And I was mesmerized at the screen. I was looking at this thing with like this cute-ass little baby turtle that becomes kaiju-sized. And the whole time I was watching the screen, I was actually with, this is funny, I was with Goji Fan 93. He was sitting next to me because he came to see the movie. He loved it. And we were watching it. And I just turned to him like, dude, what the fuck? Like, it was one of those what were they smoking kind of Japanese movies. But I really liked Love and Peace. Like, that is an adorable fucking film. The kaiju stuff doesn't happen until, like, the last scenes of the movie. But it's more just, like, sort of a cute little romantic comedy. It's worth seeing out. If you can find it, go find it. It's a good comedy. It's a cute little film from Japan. But it has this cute little Pikachu-sounding turtle named Picadon, by the way. I love that name. Going around, stomping around little Tokyo with little cute music, and he's going, ah! I'm like, that is the cutest piece of rampage of destruction I've ever seen in my life. Eat your heart out, Kiko. But that's Gamera is something I just can't do. It's too weird. Even for kaiju movies, it's too weird. Evangelion made more sense, basically. Thoughts on the new Dilophosaurus return in Dominion? They promised me that 3 times, actually. Still waiting. I will see it when I see it. I will have my opinions when I see the movie. Opinion on Finding Neverland. I've never seen that movie. No one tell them about Terror of Hemosaurus. Oh boy. What's your favorite Heisei Gamera film out of the 3? I like the first one, and I like the third one. And actually, you know what? I do kind of like elements of Gamera the Brave, the 2006 film, mostly because I do like the balls it had to literally kill off Gamera in the first 5 minutes. That kind of shit hasn't been done since Terminator Dark Fate. But look, Gamera, it's fine. Terminator, don't do that shit. I haven't watched Primal yet, Jared. I am so sorry. I have not been able to watch it. I've just not had the time. I might do it as an opening night just for shits and giggles, just to talk about it. But really, it's not something I don't think I'll ever review per se. But it is sort of something I do want to watch. I have heard good things. It's Samurai Jack with dinosaurs. I'm sold. There should be a Scooby-Doo meets King Kong crossover. That's what, you know what? It's funny you bring that up, David the Master. I remember when I was a kid, my favorite season of Scooby-Doo was they did the Scooby-Doo Go to the Movies, I think. It was part of that whole era of television series of cartoon shows where when they run out of ideas, the last season is mostly just movie spoofs, movie parodies, special celebrity guests, movie characters show up. It's when you know a show runs out of ideas. Prime example, the last season of Alvin and the Chipmunks, believe it or not, the original series was a micro series of episodes called The Chipmunks Go to the Movies. And it was nothing but episodes where they pretty much did a whole fucking popular film in under 20 minutes. And they did things like Batman 89, Kong 76, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, Back to the Future, RoboCop. They did RoboCop, a freaking adult-oriented cop sci-fi movie with blood and shit. The Chipmunks did RoboCop. I was like, that's insane. They did RoboCop. That's nuts. When's the Terminator? Where's the Chipmunks version of Caligula? Oh my God. Where's the Chipmunks version of Dawn of the Dead? That's what I want to know. They even had later movies. It was the Chipmunks meets Frankenstein and the Wolfman. I'm like, yes. So they have done that. So Scooby-Doo in the movies, I remember the intro. Like obviously the episode everybody knows is the one where they cross over with Batman and Robin. They cross over with Batman and they fight the Joker and the Penguin and stuff. That's one of the best episodes. But I remember in the preview for that, the intro to that, Scooby-Dooby-Doo, looking for you, something, I can't remember the lyrics. You'd always see a giant gorilla chasing the Mystery Machine. I'm thinking, where did that come from? Is that a Kong crossover? Because I'm still looking for that, and I don't think it actually exists. I think it was just a promo for a potential future episode. Because imagine you get like that picture of like Shaggy and Scooby with the flashlight, and it's like do 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 do. And you have Shaggy going, "Today Scooby Doo meets King Kong." I'd be like, okay, I'll watch that. Yeah, I mean, I remember there was the one with Batman, and then there was the one, I like the ones with Phyllis Diller, and I think they did the Three Stooges, didn't they? They crossed over with the Three Stooges? Can't remember. But it was like totally different actors playing them. It wasn't the actual Three Stooges, because the majority of them were dead. Where Scooby-Doo meets the Marx Brothers. That's what I want to know. Actually, I do remember when the Scooby-Doo Batman crossed over when that aired a lot, and I remember watching the DVD. Did anybody else in the fandom, I wasn't one, but I thought it was kind of cute, but did anybody in the fandom for both DC and Warner Brothers Hanna-Barbera Animation want to ship Daphne and Robin together? Because quite frankly, in that crossover, that kind of worked. I kind of want to see that. What if Daphne, like, here's your DC Warner Brothers what if. Take this, Marvel. What if Daphne ended up being Starfire? Yes. That would be amazing. This October with the new Halloween film coming out, would you be open to doing an opening night of the original? Maybe. You know what? That wouldn't be a bad idea, because I think out of all the 80s slasher flicks, I'm just gonna put the questions on here. Out of all the slasher monsters out there, I love Michael Myers. Halloween is the best. Really dig that. I wouldn't mind talking about the original. I want to cover it like as a full series, but that would take a long time to put together with the concept I have. But that's why I'm looking forward to the new one, because I have already covered the last one that came out. But I don't know, maybe I'll think about the original for sure. At least I can cover that one, and I don't have to worry about the sequels, because this new series ignores everything except the first one. They are pulling a Godzilla Millennium Era, where they ignore everything except the original. It's like, as James says, did they just think the first one was gold and the rest were all a load of shit? Basically, yeah. Let's see here. Where's another one? Would you like Warner Brothers to produce more Red Hot Riding Hood shorts with Tex Avery? You know, I don't know much about Tex Avery cartoons. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, I used to watch The Wacky World of Tex Avery, because that's where they have the back up to the wacky back. It was like a weird, dumb show. I don't know much about Tex Avery cartoons, except for maybe Tom and Jerry. I don't know if they're Tex Avery. I do know some of the Tex Avery cartoons. I do know that Wolf character in the Red Riding Hood, mostly because of the mask. They made those cartoons popular. But I don't know much about Tex Avery's cartoons. I mean, I did watch the cartoons that he made, like the Wacky World of Tex Avery show, but I didn't watch many outside of that, and so on. Do you plan to watch the Death Wish movies? Probably not. I want to see them, but I don't know if I'd ever review them, but I would like to see them. Oh, they did cross over with the Addams Family, Don Knotts, Sam D. Cher? Really? Jonathan Winters, Jerry. You know what? Can we get the Scooby-Doo gang crossing over with the O'Connells in like an animated Mummy movie? That would be amazing. That would be awesome. I grew up watching MGM's Anime Library on Cartoon Network. Same here. Like, I mean, I get to watch, like, when I moved to the States in 98, Toonami was obviously on its way to being the most popular shit that all of us watched. But even then, I did watch a lot of the classic cartoons. I did watch the Looney Tunes. I did watch Tom and Jerry. I remember they did a whole Tom and Jerry marathon back in the day. They did a whole, and I used to watch all the Tom and Jerry cartoons. I used to watch all the Scooby-Doo cartoons. Anybody else remember the Scooby-Doo Project? That's when the Blair Witch came out, which that movie scared the shit out of me. So when they did a spoof of that actually, I know it was meant to be funny, but it actually did horrify me that the Scooby-Doo gang were killed by the Blair Witch. I'm like, wow, way to market it towards kids, Cartoon Network. But yeah, that was pretty crazy. Oh, hey, Huey Tumor, good to see you, guys. Guys, go subscribe to Huey and go support him on Patreon. He could really use help getting back into the work again. Oh my God, is that okay? You know what? Monster Kid 1989, you have been super popular in the theme park video, guys. I'm surprised you're here. Good to see you, man. You should review War of the Monsters on PS2. I have a PS2, but I have to get the game. So perhaps maybe someday. who would you have cast as Poison Ivy in a Tim Burton directed version of Batman and Robin? I don't know how Tim Burton would have done it. I mean, he'd probably take a little bit from like Little Shop of Horrors or something. Who would I have cast at the time? You know what? Winona Ryder. Winona Ryder would have been perfect. I mean, she's friends with Tim. Why not? That would have actually been pretty cool. What is my favorite animated Disney movie from 1937 to 1988? I don't know why that particular year, but I guess around that time period, I mean, my favorites have always been, I really like Bambi. I really like Dumbo. Even though Dumbo is like not even a feature. It's not even like an hour. I do like Robin Hood, as I call it now, Furry Hood. But I do like that Robin Hood. What else do I like from that era? Just going back, I have to kind of recalculate here. That's like pre-Renaissance, right? You know what? I get a lot of hate. I like the Black Cauldron. I do like how dark it is, and I do like the way it looks. Like it's a well drawn animated film. Terrible story, yeah, but it's pretty cool. Also, John Hurt, great as the Horned King. Great name for a villain too. So yeah, around those type of films. Coachman meets Wario. No, I do not. Let's see. Disney should bring back 2D animation. I 100% agree. And it's funny how, like, I do want to say thank you all so much for spreading around. Like, I cannot believe how popular that Disney Kong idea was, because that was just kind of something that me and Huey did come up with, and I did not expect it to be as successful as it did. I kind of winged a lot of it, and what was really cool about it is that Huey had a lot of cool ideas, and it actually came out pretty well. So big thank you to him. That was a really good episode, and I think that was one of our most successful episodes of the year. That's surprising. And yeah, we do actually want to do more crossover reviews because, I mean, despite some like minor just length of episodes, they are fun to put together. Will I ever review the Rambo movies? Probably not. Probably not going to cover that. How is the story of the Black Cauldron terrible? Huey asks. It's not bad. I can sit through it. I don't have a problem with it. I just don't know why I think a lot of people don't like the movie because the characters are so generic. Like, what's the name of the kid? What's his name? God damn it. I already... Tyrion, right? I want to be a warrior. Like, okay, quit whining, Luke Skywalker, okay? I do like the princess, even though I can't pronounce her name for the life of me. I think she's okay. I think she's one of the most underrated. I do like the Creeper or the Greeper. The Horn King's great. I love the whole idea. You know what? I can even tolerate Gurgi, because you know what Gurgi is? He's a pubescent golem. He's Gollum if he grew hair. He's a hairy golem. You know, that's all he is. Like, master, my friends, you're not having it, friends. That's literally him. Gurgi is just Gollum hitting puberty. That's all it is. It's Gollum. And I'm okay with that. So there's that. Yeah, John Hudson. I can't remember. I keep forgetting that actor's name. I really like his voice whenever he narrates something. He was in The Hobbit, as Gandalf in the Rankin Bass film. He was even in Battle of the Planet of the Apes. It's like the great giver, blah, 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 once a prophecy. You know, I feel like if I ever do something with like some sort of prophecy prologue, I do want to get somebody that sounds like John Hudson to be like, you know, in the beginning, man fought to the bitter end. But I love his voice. He's really cool. Thank you for the glasses. These are actually pretty new. We got these about a year ago, maybe even less. It's cool because I can actually see shit. You know, my prescription changes very, very much in different things. Let's see here. Godzilla King of the Monsters 2019 was that great? That's your opinion. I personally loved it. I think out of all I think it was better than 2014. And plus, you know what? It's the Godzilla. Maybe that's why it kind of wasn't well received. It was the Godzilla film we've always wanted, but it's too late. I think everybody in that sense was like Syndrome in The Incredibles. Too late. 13 years too late. Like, we were all thinking like, well, you finally put it out, but after we didn't have, you know, you put it out because we bitched about it. And that makes it feel unrewarding, perhaps. Maybe that's why people kind of resented it, because they felt like, okay, we finally got it, but where was this 20 years ago in the 90s? I think that was the biggest issue. If you were offered a cameo in Godzilla vs. Kong, What would you have a cameo in? Well, funny enough, now that the movie's out, I remember a casting director in Australia, I'm going to keep it anonymous, had actually contacted me and said, we want to get you on the set. We want to get you on the set on like a little cameo, like running away or something. I was over the moon to do it, but I couldn't, I didn't have the time, nor did I have the money to fly to Australia to do it. So I was kind of offered something, but unfortunately it didn't go through. However, they did say, you know what, should I get this? You know what? I'm just going to turn off for a sec. I'll be right back. I'm going to show you guys something really fucking cool. Okay, I'm back. So this was pretty cool. So I couldn't go to the shoot in Australia, but the production crew in Australia was kind enough to send me this. This was a t-shirt that was a gift to me from the crew and some of the people involved when they were shooting the movie. Because they knew of my channel. They wanted me on board. I couldn't do it, so they sent me a t-shirt. That was pretty freaking cool to do, is to have a gift sent to me from the production team. So big thank you to them. So I really thought it was cool. I might wear this in the review. I don't know. I've kind of already shot a few things for it, but who knows? I might do a costume change. I don't know. Maybe some superpowered thing or something. But yeah, so there was that. Really, you're going to say, okay, so Huey, you're going to say a movie sucks just because they didn't use a roar? Really? Like, is that why a movie sucks? Just for a little nitpick roar? Like, that's just nitpicking. And I think we're kind of like, and I understand, like, oh, the iconic roar. But that, you know what, I'll let it slide because it was a good movie. I had fun with it. I'm not going to let just a sound effect ruin a movie for me. Yeah, I know. James had a similar story too. If you were ever to go to the United Kingdom, what reviews would you do? Probably some Hammer movies. I would probably talk about Hammer movies or even some Renaissance movies. Maybe something like, if I did something related to Robin Hood, I would actually go shoot it at Sherwood Forest and not like fake it. But obviously, affordability is the only thing. Like if they said, hey, our sponsors want to send you to Sherwood Forest to shoot these Robin Hood reviews, I'd be like, okay, I'd do that. Yeah. Let's see here. I just said I was pissed because they didn't use the roar. Yeah, so that's okay. As long as you like the movie, that's fine. But yeah, it's just a little nitpick. But I hardly even noticed it. So not a big it's not a big deal, man. No worries. Thoughts on Evolution 2? I haven't played the first one, so I have no desire to play the second one. I do hear it's good, though. Do I like Legend of Zelda? Absolutely. Love Legend of Zelda. Legend of Zelda's awesome. Friggin' Ridley Scott's Legend. That's one of my favorite movies. That's the Zelda movie. I played the games. I like the first. I like Link to the Past as my personal favorite. What's your opinion on the PlayStation God of War series? Never played it. Maybe remake your Universal Monster, not with a Hammer film. What? No, I mean, yeah, maybe I'll talk about the Hammer movies at some point. But just right now, there's just so much going on in terms of projects right now that a lot of requests, we're getting backed up, and we're thinking about doing something with Patreon. Here's what we kind of have planned. If we want to do more side episodes, some smaller episodes, and requested ones, my hair is always really bad in the back. One thing we're really thinking about for potentials for requested reviews, especially if they're a Big Jack Films review or a Kong review. We're thinking about doing something for Patreon, and it would be one of the highest bids. It would be one of the highest subscription things. Like, we're thinking, like, if you donate, say, just a hypothetical piece, $100 a month, or if you donate $100 in a month, or donate $100, you could request a review from us. We'll do it. And we'll just make it like a review as a sideline thing. But hey, at least we're getting money from Patreon. So we're thinking about that. It's not 100% confirmed, but when we're deciding if we want to do it, we'll let you know. We might do a beta test, but that is an idea. If you have a request for a movie you want us to review, and it has to be one movie, it can't be a franchise, it can't be anything, just be one movie, we might do that as a point of Patreon. Fun fact, Hades in Greek mythology is not a bad guy. Yeah, I've heard he's not 100% evil. I mean, I have seen a lot of movies with him, like Hercules and Clash of the Titans, where he's always the bad guy. Like, even in the remake of Clash of the Titans, it's like, I love what Richter said. Ladies and gentlemen, Voldemort, now with more nose. That pretty much sums it up. Because I guarantee Ralph Fiennes, when he came on the set to be Hades, he's like, just do Voldemort, buddy. You can just wing it. And it's like, Mr. Potter, I'll get you, blah, 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 you know. I feel like that's what they would probably do with that. I like your channel, but I hate anime. Aw, well, thank you. And hey, opinions are opinions, man. No worries, Super McFist. That's a funny name, by the way. Top 5 favorite Hammer horror films. Well, number 1's 1 Million Years BC. I really like Frankenstein Must Be Destroyed. I really like the first Dracula that Christopher Lee did. I actually, you know what? I really like Dracula AD 1972 because I like the idea that their descendants continue fighting the battle. Those are probably my personal favorites in Hammer's library. I have not seen Card Captors. I know of Card Captors, but it was never my thing. So, Ike wants me to go up on Patreon requests for reviews. He wants me to do 120, 150. That's pretty fucking rad. Wow. Don't need that much encouragement. Let's see here. If there was an actor that could keep playing a villain over and over again, what film could you do as a hero? What's one actor that's good at playing the hero? That's toughie. It would have to be sort of a Harrison Ford, a Brendan Fraser type actor. I don't really have a person who would always be good at playing the hero at everything. You don't want to always typecast them as a hero, and so on. Dimension Madonna will also be Dominion. Okay, we're going for more Triassic stuff. Okay, that's pretty cool. Triassic premium period. All right, let's go. An R-rated Godzilla movie would be awesome. Yes, it would. Ever going to review some silent films? You know what? We've actually thought about it. We want to maybe cover The Lost World, the 25 film, but we want to wait till 2025 for the 100th anniversary. I think that would be the best time. We also do want to cover, things like, I'm trying to think some other silent movies that I really like. I want to cover the original Mark Zorro. I want to cover some of the old Swashbucklers, stuff like that. We are trying to do more stuff outside of the giant monster creature feature stuff. We do want to do more, films that we like outside of that. Like, we're aside from creature features, aside from monster movies, aside from kaiju movies and dinosaur flicks, you know what else we like, guys? We like swashbucklers. We really dig the swashbuckler genre. So that's why you've been probably seeing a few more than normal. I mean, you've got the Zorro review we did this summer, but then September, tomorrow's trailer is for another swashbuckler. So the trailer will come out tomorrow, but those are kind of our kind of thing. We do like the adventures. We do like the swashbucklers. We do like that kind of stuff, like sword fights, all that jazz. Family Opera is another one we thought about doing. Definitely thought about that as well. What about the silent ape man that pretended that was, let's see, via that predated Kong 33 you spoke about in your Valentine's Day Let's Talk. I don't know if I would cover that one. It is a very controversial film. I think, what was it, Igangi or whatever? I don't think that's a film I could even, the community guidelines would even let me talk about. Plus, it's really hard to find that film. So I don't know if I could do that. Review Konga TNT. I have heard things about this movie. I have to find it first. I don't know. Is it a sequel to Konga from 1961? Because if it is, that'd be interesting to talk about. Let's see. You'd be pirate cosplaying all over TikTok. Yeah, I mean, here's the one. Okay, swashbuckler-wise, film-wise, at some point we want to discuss them. We do want to talk about the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, but we want to make those, again, a big event, a big project. Right now, we're focusing on getting anything that we've had to put on the shelf right now finally back on schedule, because 2022 is when we're going to get back to work on big projects. So the first thing we're going to be doing is getting anything that was shelved, anything that was on hold because of the pandemic, we're going to get those done. Once we have some time, once we catch up on schedules and projects we want to do, then we'll cover more movies. So there's that. Haven't seen Seventh Samurai. What review videos did you have the most fun filming? That's a good question, Jared. And I think I'm actually going to call it a night after this, because I'm not seeing many people wanting to be on the stream tonight, unfortunately. So we're probably going to make this the last question, unless I have anybody else interested. And also, I'm getting super hot right now. It's boiling right now. One moment. Just trying to see some messages. So yeah, this is kind of the last, probably last question, because yeah, I just wanted to get a stream out there for you guys, but I do want to maybe wait for Huey to come back. Let's see. So my favorite episode to film, the best ones I had fun. It's fine, Huey. We'll stay for a little bit. I'm actually going to probably not. I'll be right back. I'm just going to turn on the. Okay, we're back. So, question there. So the most fun I've had on a project, probably the Power Rangers episode, my 100th episode, probably all the stuff at Universal, all that stuff I really enjoy. Fallen Kingdom. I've thought about doing like my top 10 favorite episodes I've produced, but I should also point out I do want to do more commentaries. I know there was one person who I think it was Dave the Master. Said they wanted to see commentaries for more episodes. That is happening. I'm going to be working on those pretty soon. So there's that. But yeah, I don't want to be on here too long, only because I do have to get back to work, and I am trying to do more of these hourly ones at least. I mean, I only wanted to stay on in case there were more people, but a lot of people are really busy tonight, so we're just going to kind of keep it simple. Yeah, not tonight. I've just, again, this is just a simplified stream because I've just, lately, because of all the work I've been doing, I've been so exhausted, and I am trying to do these more, I am trying to do as much as I can. So, why do you not own Jurassic Park fan films? You mean review them? I've thought about reviewing a few of them. I want to talk about Prime Survival because my buddy Bernard worked on that. And there are a few out there I wouldn't mind discussing at some point, but right now it's about when Dominion comes out. I do want to talk about the book or the books, and I do want to talk about Camp Cretaceous before the new film comes out. So that's probably going to be up my time on Jurassic Park, or sort of, I guess, the finale for right now, for the trilogy. It's funny, it's the Jurassic Park Legacy Reviews trilogy. It's like 3 consecutive videos. That's pretty rad. If you were to change, let's say, if you were to change of making a King Kong, if you were in charge of making a King Kong animatronic, what would you make it look like and do? I would try to make it fully functional, even though that is straight up impossible, but I would pretty much do what Stan Winston did. How they did the T-Rex on the original Jurassic Park. Make it kind of half working on one piece and on another. The hands would be made. The body torso would be made. Kind of take the same aerodynamics from the old Kong attractions, but probably just do what Stan Winston did, because Stan Winston's work on Jurassic Park was brilliant. Your dad reminds me of Brad Dourif. Really? I know my dad reminded you of Chucky. It's hilarious. I have not seen The Incredible Shrinking Man. 1996. Yeah, that would be one to do for sure. My favorite Ishiro Honda movies outside of Godzilla. I have not seen anything outside of his Godzilla movies. Hi, just made it to the live stream. Just in school. Oh, congrats. Welcome back to school, man. Just make sure you're staying safe. You know, I'll say this about schools right now. Because there's no plan with COVID. How are parents not protesting, keeping their kids out of school? Because there's no plan. Makes no sense. Tell them about the Super Void, about Super Void Cinema. What is that again? Oh, are those the guys doing the 1996 video next? That's going to be one of their canceled projects. They have been blowing up lately. I've been seeing what they've been doing. All these different canceled productions. They're going to run me out of business. Oh, no. That's the only thing, Huey, is that they're going to run me out of business, and they're probably going to make a better video, and it's going to get millions of views, and then mine's going to go down the, which would suck. But, yeah, I'm really looking forward to see how they talk about the 96 one. I mean, I'm surprised they haven't reached out to me about it, because I would think I would be a huge resource for them. So I'm surprised they haven't reached out to me for a comment. Top 10 worst films you've seen. I can't decide that yet. However, I will say this. So February. Oh my God, why is my hair such a fucking mess? It's a mop. February. I'm turning 30. Hard to believe. I am turning 30. And I think for it to celebrate, I will be talking about my top 30 favorite films. I will be doing a simple countdown. It won't be a character. It'll just be me as I am, talking about my favorite movies. Some I've already covered, some I haven't. And I think it's just going to be a simple countdown. Each little segment of the countdown is going to be about a minute or two long, but that's definitely probably going to be happening when I turn 30 to celebrate my 30th birthday. I do not live with my parents anymore, Super McFest. I actually moved out a year ago, believe it or not. It's been a year. I've actually been living in this place for a year now, and I love it. I'm totally independent. I'm totally able to just do what I want and just, work on what I want to do and, get shit done. And it feels great. Pandemic's been really the only thing that's kind of been holding me back, but because I'm gambling 2022, we're going to get so much better. I'm going to do a lot more socializing next year. I'm going to be doing a lot more projects, and I'm really going to build myself up for 2022. That is going to be the big goal, is to get a lot of shit done by that point. David the Master, what is it like to live in Canada? Free healthcare. You don't have to worry about paying your medical bills too much because government covers it for you. A lot of people are very conflicted about Canada. I do know because of certain controversies this year that I won't get into. I know about certain political parties and everything. This is not a political channel, by the way. But really, we are peaceful people. We try to be. I know lately a lot of bad U.S. Ideologies have been trying to sneak in, but we sniff those out right away and say, get the fuck out of here. We are peaceful people. We enjoy our lifestyle here. The only thing we don't like is the fucking cold. It is too goddamn cold. Half of us flee to Florida, but because of COVID, we can't. We're stuck in the cold. We hate the cold, and that's what it's like to be a Canadian. Also, we get a shitty dub of Dragon Ball. That's all I gotta say. So there's that. Let's see. It's awesome how Super 8 is now 10 years old today. Really? I thought that came out in June. I remember, wow, 10 years, eh? That's a good movie. I love Super 8. That's a great film. I'm surprised you're turning 30 because you have been a YouTuber or I've been looking forward to. I can't believe you're 30. Yeah, it's kind of interesting coming up on 30, Star Master, because I'm actually kind of like sensing a bit of my mortality in a way. I've been really reflecting on that this year. So because of that, I do want to get more projects done because I can only keep this youth face for so goddamn long before I start looking old and senile and horrible. So I do want to keep making videos. I'm going to keep doing that. I'm going to be building myself up with the career and business-wise. But, yeah, it's funny. A lot of people don't think I'm 30. You know what's funny? Most chicks look at me saying, are you 19? I'm like, no. And I just play the guessing game, and they're shocked. They're shocked. They think I'm, like, Elvish or something. I'm like, oh, so I'm Legolas. Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I know. I don't look at Nintendo fan. I do not look it, but I am. I was born in 1992. Believe it or not. What do you think about the Jungle Book movie 2017? I have not watched it yet. Or 2016? Or the Mowgli one that Andy Serkis did. I did cover that on opening night. Will I review 300? Probably not. What's your opinion about Michael Bay directing Hollywood? God, no. Ugh. He probably nuked Skull Island at the end. I haven't seen Jungle Cruise, but I've heard good things about it. I have heard really good things about Jungle Cruise. I do want to see that. What's your opinion about Michael Bay? I already did that. In your review, in your Godzilla vs. Kong review, can you please talk about the hate Godzilla vs. Kong for a general audience? Okay, so here's what's happening with the GVK review. We're planning to have it out in December. And we've already have a script. I can say that right now. We have a script. We are working on it right now. We are kind of working on the details. We've already shot a bit of it. And it is happening. It is happening. It's just I can't say too much right now because there is some really cool shit that happens in this review. But needless to say, I think you guys are going to be blown away by this review. This is going to be one of our best, of one of the best in our career. So can't say too much. Can't say too little, but I will say we have a script. We are working on it right now. We are in production, but it is slowly getting worked on. We're just finding the means of connecting everybody together and working on it and making it this really cool project. So you guys can look forward to that. I am already starting to think about how to market it, but again, I don't want to say too much. In fact, we're actually kind of on a gag order right now with this one, so cannot say too much, but it is happening. There's from Oasis the Guard regarding Godzilla versus Kong. That is happening. We are working on it. A little too late to send requests on how the review should work, but we have a script. It is being worked on, and I think you guys are really going to enjoy this episode. Favorite 3D game console? You talk about graphics? Probably Xbox 360. I'm looking forward to this review because this is going to be amazing. Yeah, again, can't say too much. Cannot say too much. What's your opinion on Peter Cullen, the guy who created the Universal Stock Roar? It wasn't him. That goes all the way back to the 50s. It was more so he just did the external vocals for Kong in 76. A lot of people get confused with that now. So the main roar is the stock roar. But all of the grunts that Kong makes in the 70s movie, like just a lot of the grunty sounds, that was Peter Cullen. And the whole thing with Peter Cullen is that when he went to record that day, he wasn't feeling too good, but he recorded anyway because they were pushing him and he was getting paid well. And he left coughing blood. He had to actually leave early because he was coughing blood. But I could tell even from the voice he was doing, it hurt his throat. Just even I doing that, just like that hurts your throat. Doing that, it is really difficult to do. So yeah, see, and this is the thing. Ever since the Kong one, now everybody wants to know about DreamWorks. Everybody wants to know about Miyazaki and do episodes on that. I think I've made my point with the Kong episode that it's a one-shot deal. I'm not going to do this as a series of itself. Welcome to What If Animation Kong fame. Not, I don't want to do too many what ifs, because then you get overbooked with too much fan fiction. Brian has a question. When is the Hook review? That is happening. I can say that. That is happening. That is happening in November. That's going to be the November review. I'm working with a very special guest on that. That will be coming. That is going to be a really good review. GT is Reborn is here. Hello. It sucks you cannot be on the stream with us. Mummy Month is going to be epic, Sean. I am really looking forward to showing the results. You've already seen a few clips of it. Glad you enjoyed it, but Mummy Month is happening. So here's our schedule, basically, of Friday videos. This Friday, you will be seeing a trailer for our next simple September review. That's our September review. That review goes out a week tomorrow. And then, And then the following week, you will see a trailer for Mummy Month. Those are kind of the 3 scheduled videos for the next few Fridays. So look forward to that. Actually, no, wait. Yeah, you know what? I might put out the Mummy Month a little bit early. I'm not 100%. I might put it out the week before because we have one more storyline video compilation to put out after the next review. So we'll have to see. But Mummy Month is going to be pretty crazy. I have not seen the CW Flash, nor do I care to. Have I seen the Derry Harry movies? I have not, but I want to. When is the 2016 Jungle Book review? Opening night? Jared, I'm going to tell you right now, man, I want to see it. I want to watch it. That is on the to-do list. However, I am struggling to find a copy of it, a print of it, a DVD. I'm actually having a really hard time finding one because I don't have Disney Plus. I don't have a paid service to watch it on. I don't have any means to watch the film. And I am trying to find a way, but it has been very, very difficult. So it is happening. It is on the request list for opening night, but I just haven't had a hard time. Unless somebody wants to mail me a DVD, I have no idea. Please don't be angry of my opinion, but I love Disney's Hercules and Lion King. That's okay. That's okay. Hercules is a fun movie. Let's see. I really hated the third one. What's the third one of what again? I guess you guys are talking about direct-to-video sequels. Why don't you get 20? Is it on Amazon? I'll check Amazon. I'll check that after the stream tonight. I'll check Amazon. In fact, I might, if it's on Amazon, I'll watch it and I'll probably try to have it out for next week. Let's see here. What streaming services do I have? I have Netflix. I do have Netflix and I do have Amazon Prime. I don't do Disney Plus, and that's only because I don't see the need for it because I have a lot of Disney material. And on top of that, seeing how the company's been lately, I don't want to give them a cent of my money unless I'm at the theme parks. I don't want to give them a cent of my money, basically. How did you possibly watch Cruella if you didn't have a Disney Plus account? I got a private screening of it, like sort of a thing on it. Or no, I actually did watch it on Disney Plus. Somebody gave me their account to watch it, and I hated it. Mummy 3, that is part of Mummy Month. That will be happening. If you mean Bible Black, David, God, no. God, no. That anime is terrifying. I will not watch that. That is awful. Invincible. I don't think, is that superhero show that's super popular? I don't know. Okay. I can't believe you're making me point a gun at this one. If I had to choose, I would probably pick Sharknado because at least they are self-aware and know they're making a piece of shit movie and they are having a laugh with it. So I can give them credit that they are at least self-aware that they're making shit. So really, I don't like having to take the gun and just pick one. But if I had to, Sharknado, 100%, I'd rather watch. Recommend a movie called... You know what? I have seen that movie, Store Master. I have seen What's Eating Gilbert Grape. That's one of my mother's favorite movies. I saw that on VHS like a long time ago. That's a pretty depressive movie. That's like if Don Bluth directed a live-action movie. It is depressing as hell. If you guys have depression, do not watch this. This will make you feel worse. It's a good movie, but it's a very depressively good movie. Brendan Fraser is a national treasure. Absolutely, Jordan. Yeah, that's why we're doing Mummy Month. It's just the stars have aligned. What is Mummy Month? Mummy Month Roadshow Films is where we will be covering the entire Brendan Fraser Mummy trilogy, excluding Scorpion King. I want to talk about that sometime later, but I don't really count it. That's also because we don't have that much time. We're covering the 3 Brendan Fraser movies, and we're covering the 2017 film. That's our plan for Mummy Month. That's been the plan, always been for Mummy Month, and we are right on track. It is going to be freaking great. Big Jack Go Pog. Like the cardboard coin Pogs? Pogs were cool. Do they have Kong TNT on Amazon? Then I'll probably check it out. I'll probably check it out there. But yeah, everyone's saying Amazon Prime. That's pretty crazy. So yeah, that's Mummy Month. Mummy Month will be a 4-part event that will be really big, really huge, and it's one of our big projects. And that's great to finally get a big project out there because we've been lacking it for the last 2 years because of COVID. Let's see here. Thoughts on Kari's Mummy's film from the Karis Mummy movies. They're okay. They're not the original, but they're okay. I can't wait to see you tear the Mummy 2017 to shreds. Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. It's going to be a fun review. We've been tinkering with what we want to do with the ending, but because we actually might have some extra time and some potential scheduling stuff, we might be able to do something with that. So you'll have to wait and see. Let's see what happens. Who would win, King Kong or Thor? That's a Hulk question, if anything. Also, do you mean the three good, both good and bad at the same time? Basically, the three Fraser movies. So The Mummy Returns, and Tomb of the Dragon Emperor. And Tomb of the Dragon Emperor is the worst one. Really hate that film. It is like, it's not 2017 bad, but it's still pretty bad. Let's see. Yes, Amazon Prime. You have said that. A lot of people are saying Amazon Prime, Amazon Prime, Amazon Prime. Okay, I get it. I have Amazon Prime. Not your favorite movie. What review are you most proud of? What is review I'm most proud of? Probably my 100th episode. Every time I go back and watch it, I do enjoy how much that one really meant to me. Not only breaking through 100 episodes, but also a matter of like, just the technical achievements of that episode was astonishing. The fact I was able to pull that off. The fact I was able to do these elaborate sequences with cast members, with animation, do my own kind of Roger Rabbit, and really get appreciating what the technology people on Roger Rabbit did, and Mary Poppins combining animation with live action is a very difficult challenge, especially when you have to, you know, match up. Like when I was fighting Goku, I was using existing masked animation, and I was looking at every shot and making sure that when he threw a punch, I knew which arm to move to match. So one of my favorite shots in that episode is when Goku's throwing a front punch, and I block it with the exact arm you would use in a fight like that. Choreographing that stuff was pretty crazy because you had to time it with the footage, and it can be a huge hassle. So, and on top of that, the fact that I was able to pull all that off as a one-man crew, it was just me filming it, it was just me on green screen, it was me compositing, and all that stuff. The fact I was able to do that on my own astonishes me. The fact that it basically kind of let me share with you guys my opinion on the series and what it meant to me. I think for like, I mean, unlike Razor Blade's reviews, which I really liked. It's funny because the reason me and Razor Blade are like pals now is because we actually put our episodes out at the same time. And I feel really bad for Razor because he actually got claimed by Toei, and he had to like mess around with the footage and everything, but his review is actually equally as good. I'd highly recommend Razor Blade's review, Dragon Ball Evolution. Guys, go check it out. That's the reason I actually started watching his show. But he's a really great guy, really cool dude to work with. We do want to collab at some point, but yeah, like so that was pretty cool to see. But he was, and his review was more, I'd say his review is more of a fan's perspective, where my review is more of a personal perspective of how deep the show meant to me and how much the movie failed to show what was personal to me about Dragon Ball. So that was pretty interesting to see. And actually, it's funny because when that episode aired, I actually heard back from a few of the voice actors who worked at Funimation. They saw the review. They loved it. They said that was one of the best reviews of the movies they've ever seen because it is hitting pretty close to the heart. I've heard from Kyle Hebert, who I'm actually part of his Discord. I have been on his Twitch stream a few times. Great guy to talk to, Kyle Hebert. Voice of Gohan, and he's also the guy who goes next time on Dragon Ball Z. Really cool dude. I got messages from Chuck Huber, who voices Android 17. He loved the review. I even got this is the best part. Meredith McCoy saw the episode. She loved it. So that was the biggest recognition I could get. The voice of 18 loved the episode. So there's a lot of people who have seen it. I mean, I can't remember if I was watching a Twitch. Somebody had sent me a Twitch video of somebody asking the question to Lanny Pator of Team 4-Star if he saw the review. And I think he said something that I had heard about this review. I wasn't 100% sure about it. I checked it out, little bits of it. And he said it was, the technical stuff was pretty impressive. So to get all that recognition for my 100th episode, especially if it's not a Kong review, is pretty special to me. Like the fact that that review is doing so goddamn well now. It was struggling a little bit. It actually did well upon its release, but the fact it's picking up speed now is one of my top rated videos. I really appreciate that, guys, because I mean, I know I'm known as the King Kong guy on YouTube, but I don't want that to be the only thing I'm associated with. I don't want to just be typecast for that. I do want to. It has allowed me to not just talk about this history with this character, but allows me to expand and talk about other things. And because of that, because I had used the Kong review's success to talk about other things to get me more of an audience and more of an open audience, not just one. So that's the biggest gift I have of being a YouTuber, is that when you become popular for one thing, it allows you to branch out and talk about other things. And even if they're not successful, you have a career and you have success, and you can be able to tell the stories you want, make the videos you want to make, and not worry about, oh, if it's going to be a hit or not. You don't want to be like Hollywood, where, oh, we're only going to make this if we think there's good money involved. Like, I'm in a situation where it doesn't matter if the video is successful or not. It is a bit disappointing when it's not successful because of the ad revenue and, you know, to keep the roof over my head. But the point is the art has to go out first. The artistry, the vision, that has to go out first. The success is a bonus item. If your goal to make your art is the main part of the game, the revenue and money you make from it, that's the bonus stage. That's the equivalent of Super Mario World. The whole game of Super Mario World with all the music is basically your main goal of art. But when you get to the checks and the money, that's the bonus level where you hear bum 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 bum. That's pretty much the entirety of YouTube for me. The money is a bonus feature. It's a good bonus feature, but it's not the main goal. My main goal, I mean, I take a little quote from Joel Schumacher, rest his soul. I know people bash him and hate him, but when he apologized for Batman and Robin, one of my favorite quotes he made, it's a really inspirational one, where he said, if I disappointed anybody in any way, I do want to apologize. And after he said that, he said, I never bring this up in my clip when I use that. I just use that as a joke. But when it comes to when I get to those movies, I do want to show the whole speech where he says, it wasn't my intention. My intention was just to entertain everyone. And that's noble of him to say, I wasn't in it for the money and success. I just wanted to make an entertaining piece of art. I just wanted to take this source material and make it entertaining for my own vision. And that's something to aspire to, is that you basically are going in just to entertain people and just to make people laugh, make people smile, make people cry, give them these emotions, these good feeling emotions. So yeah, it is very much on that level for me. So that's why the Dragon Ball Evolution review, I mean, even the back, you know what, I'll say this. I was actually, the one I was kind of disappointed in was the fact that the Back to the Future video I did, a lot of time, took a year to make that a whole episode. I mean, I wrote the script driving to Florida. I filmed the segments in Florida, came back, shot other bits, and edited stuff on my spare time. Got the DeLorean literally, I want to say maybe a month before its release. We got the car for that. And it was a really well-made video. And it kind of flopped. I was a little disappointed it kind of flopped. I was glad to get it out there, but I was disappointed it kind of flopped. Now it's picking up. I do like it's picking up now. But at the time, I did wish it did better. That's the only time I ever wish a video did successful, because the amount of work on that one was so huge and fun. I mean, this is pre-Dragon Ball Evolution. The Back to the Future video, I put so much work into that. It was like a year's worth of stuff. And it kind of just, first weekend, because I usually try to put them out like a movie's release, where I put them out on a Friday. Opening weekend was a bomb. It only got, I think, like maybe at most 300 to 500 views. And normally when you have it, my hits, for me, what hit is when it hits like over 1,000. Like the Fabulous Adventures episode, that was a huge hit over the weekend. That was a good hit. I needed that. But the Back to the Future video, I'm like, oh, wish that did better. But it's picking up now, which I do like. So it does take time. So I really did, I do try to do that. I do try to think like a studio, but like in a way where we're not thinking about the profits. We're thinking more about how do we release something? How do we do something? And it just kind of feels good that come 2022, with COVID kind of going away and starting to evolve. It's not going away, but it's evolving to where it's going to be less of a problem. That's a good thing, because it means we can get to some form of normalcy where we can film videos, big videos again, and it's just wonderful. Good to see you, eyeball to eyeball. Thank you so much for coming in. Thoughts on the original Phantom of the Opera? Loved it. So there's my kind of tirade on film and art and everything. It's kind of like what I like to do, basically. But I do like the original Phantom of the Opera. But that's kind of my whole thing about making videos. Could you make a voting poll of movies in 2021 people want you to watch, like James Gunn's Suicide Squad, Candyman? I might do that. If I do that on Patreon, I might do that. That'd be a good idea. What hopes do you have for Gigantanosaurus and Dominion? The thing is with Dominion, I'm going in with it with a very low mindset. Because the last one I felt was a little too rushed. This one has had more time. In fact, here's the thing I've heard about Dominion is that when COVID hit and they had to shut down production, Colin Trevormore and the entire production team actually took the time to write a better script, to write a better story. And quite frankly, I kind of like that it actually gave them time to make it better. So I'm going in with zero expectations. All I know about the movie is it's Planet of the Dinosaurs. Now, I've kind of stopped being a huge dinosaur expert. I do know my basics. So the thing is, when I was growing up, I was about the T-Rex. I was about the raptors, Allosaurus, Carnotaurus, those predators. I know little to nothing about Giganotosaurus other than the fact it's bigger than a T-Rex. I want the Spinosaurus again, but I'll take Giganotosaurus. I have no idea what it's going to look like. I have no idea what it is. But, I mean, I kind of know what it is. But, let's see. I'm curious to see what they do with it myself. I mean, I don't want too many new dinosaurs. I want some new ones, but I don't want too many. I'm biased towards the Evolution review because it was the first time you and I had really collabed. Yeah, I mean, like, if you guys don't know, JT's Reborn. If any of y'all need somebody to voice Perfect Cell, go to this guy. This man is amazing. He's an amazing, talented voice actor. He not only played Cell for us, he's also the voice of Zordon, which I will say in a later video down the line, those two characters will come back. So you be on the lookout, JT. Be on the lookout for a script coming your way. The Phantom of the Opera in today's standards would be known as a simp. Yes, he would. In fact, you know, it's funny. I saw on TikTok for The Mummy Returns, at the end of the movie when Anax in the Moon just pretty much fucks off and Imhotep like puts himself in hell. I love the fact that if somebody said on TikTok, this guy had been simping for this chick for 3,000 years and she dumped him. That's dedication. That's hilarious. Am I excited for Rise of the Beast? Yeah, I am, because they're doing Beast Wars. So I am super hyped for that. Yeah, I mean, like, I know about him, but I don't have I don't really have much of a care to research the creature. I'm more of a classic dinosaur fan, like the classics, not all these different species that keep coming up every few times. So I have not seen the King Kong YouTube poop. Please send me a link, David Master. I'd really appreciate that. Relative of Allosaurus. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, it's kind of the Caranontosaurus I remember seeing. You prefer Dragon Ball Z or Evolution? Z, absolutely. Are you kidding me? Z is like one of the greatest shows on television. What would you think if Tim Curry would have been like as the Joker? I think it would have been great. Apparently, the story goes is that they did a few episodes of his recordings, but the studio actually let him go because they felt he would be too scary for younger children, which makes no goddamn sense. Why didn't they say anything about Fox's Peter Pan and the Pirates? Yes, I watched that show as a kid because he was great in that. Although it's funny because I think the reason he got fired was not because of his voice work. I think he would have been great. But what movie with him in it where he played a clown came out that frightened a whole generation of children? It, the original It miniseries. I think he was mostly at that time known for that. He was known for Rocky Horror. He was known for Legend. But then he played Pennywise the Dancing Clown in one of Stephen King's most popular books. And now everybody's terrified of this guy, and kids it created a whole fear of clowns for children. So I think Warner Brothers, when they were in the early process of the animated series, they were like, no, we don't want the Joker voiced by a guy who played a clown who eats children. That's a big no-no. Get Luke Skywalker. At least then kids could be like, it's Luke Skywalker from Star Wars. I think was the whole thing. Yeah, I know about the robot Tim Curry clown in that episode of Batman the Animated Series. I do know about that, Huey. But that's the thing. It's like, I want to hear the actual recordings. Like, I want to hear the dialogue. I don't just want to hear his laugh. I would love it if somebody could go into Warner Brothers, take the original audio archives. They have to have them, and actually show the episode with the original voice. That would be interesting to see. I would love that. Favorite Stephen King book / movie? It is probably It. It is the best thing he did. I do like Shawshank. I do like Green Mile. I like Cujo, and I do like The Shining. I haven't seen Dr. Sleep yet, but I've heard good things about Dr. Sleep. Yo Gary versus Mighty Pinky Man. Mighty Pinky Man would kick his ass. I'm just going to say that right now. How do you feel about Bruce Timm, the guy who worked on Batman the Animated Series, returning to his roots in a future series? I'm looking forward to that. I do want to see what he does with it. If they're going to keep to the same animation, or are they going to go all digital and it's going to look all wonky and Adobe flashy? I don't know. Favorite kids WB cartoon? Ooh, that's a toughie. I was very much a Batman Animated Series fan. I did like Animaniacs. I did like Pinky and the Brain. Tiny Toons was kind of past my time, even though I remember it. I'm trying to think of some other ones. There were a few on Kids W. I mean, I did like Yu-Gi-Oh, but that was more me watching it on Toon's Eye. I did like Dragon Ball Z when it did air in syndication, but other than that, yeah. I mean, kids. Here's the thing with those Saturday afternoon blocks. I mean, when I was a kid, we kind of had Kids WB, but we had something called KTV. And KTV was a local television Saturday morning cartoon block that aired on Global, which is a Canadian, mostly a Canadian broadcasting, like in-house network. And they show mostly soap operas in the afternoons, and then they do their news, and then the usual big shows, Family Guy, and all that stuff around that time. But in the 90s, they actually kind of tempered with the whole concept of the Saturday morning cartoon lineup that was really happening at that point with Kids WB and Disney Afternoon. So they did their own. They did KTV, and they showed things like Pinky and the Brain, Animaniacs. I think they showed Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I'm not 100% sure. They showed I'm trying to think some other ones. Tiny Toon Adventures. I think they showed Batman the Animated Series around that time. And they also show a lot of WB stuff, but they also showed a lot of in-house stuff. So Bobby's World, which was a cartoon show made by Howie Mandel. There was some other ones. They had like their own hosts. They had they used to always be sponsored by Fruit Roll-Ups for some reason. But KTV was pretty big at the time. I don't know how long it lasted though. But I remember when I moved back, it wasn't around anymore. So there was a lot of that. Thoughts on Scorpius Rex? I haven't watched Camp Cretaceous fully yet, so I have no say on that. Freakazoid, that was another one. Freakazoid was good. Where's his movie? Where is the Freakazoid movie? Where is him crossing over with the Mask and Deadpool? Let's see here. What is the worst and best Power Ranger show? The worst is Operation Overdrive. I can hardly 100% agree on Operation Overdrive. I have a very love-hate relationship with Time Force. I like Time Force, but I also don't like it because of just it's too long. Also, Super Mega Force is also pretty bad because of how lazy it was. There are a few seasons out there I'm not a big fan of with Power Rangers. I think the Zordon era, if I had to pick one that I was the least fond of, that I watched the least amount, probably, I mean, I love In Space. Don't get me wrong. I love In Space. I love Countdown to Destruction. I love the crossover with the Ninja Turtles. But in the Zordon era, there was a lot of I think once all the original team left Turbo, I was out until the finale. But I think like in terms of Mighty Morphin, season 3 is definitely the weakest, although it has a great ending. But season 3 is the weakest. And I really wish they had incorporated the movie somehow. Like, here's some of the best opportunities when they made the movie. Because they were filming season 2 and the movie back to back. The movie is just a abridged version of the season premiere of season 3, where they get the ninja powers. However, there was some stuff in the movie that I'm like, why didn't they reuse some of the stuff from the movie? Prime example. Everybody remember the metallic armor that was just fucking glitter? Why didn't you just use the suits from the movie? It would have saved you money, and you could have reused the suits, and they look like armor. They look like metallic armor and not glitter. How cool would that have been if they had incorporated the suits from the movie as the metallic armor? I know they used the Tengu Warrior suits. They reused those, but you couldn't use the suits from the movie. That makes no goddamn sense. So, yeah. Favorite Power Rangers villain? Probably Rita Repulsa, probably Goldar, probably Lord Zed. Those guys are awesome. I really dig... I know a lot of people hate her, but I like Divatox. Divatox is cool. Don't know much about Astronema. I do like Goldar. I do like Scorpina. I like Finster. Who the one who can create all the monsters out of clay and always does this in one shot. There's always that one shot of him doing this, saying, "I am very impressed with my monster. Why do I look like an alien elephant thing?" I don't know why. I liked Finster. Finster was cool. So there's that. Oh, Ivan Ooze was the best. What is that awful stench? Sounds like teenagers. It's funny because I know it's funny because when the movie came out, Sean, they constantly used the music from The Predator. I call it the Alan Silvestri cut. Apparently it was also part of the work print. There is a work print out there that apparently uses Alan Silvestri's score to Predator. So all I'm thinking is, forget the Schumacher cut, forget the Snyder cut. I want release the rough Silvestri cut of the Power Rangers movie. Release the Predator cut. That's what I'll call it. Release the Predator Rangers cut. Because that's what I'm going to call it, Predator Rangers, because it's just the movie with the Predator soundtrack. I'm like, release that cut. I will watch that. I think I also heard rumors that they actually also used music from Alien 3 and Aliens as well in that print. I'm not 100% sure, but I do know a lot of Silvestri's work on the Predator was used in that original rough cut. Forget the Mark Webb cut. Exactly. Charles Bronson versus Clint Eastwood. Who would win? Eastwood, hands down. Eastwood is the shit. Premium Creatures. Okay, that's pretty cool. Which Power Ranger suits are my favorite? Well, Green Ranger. Green Ranger. I know people are like, "Oh, White Ranger's better." No, I'm OG Green Ranger. Green Ranger was the best. The movie. I like the Red Ranger movie suit. I do like that. If I had to pick like the different color Rangers, I like the movie Red Ranger suit. I like the original Green Ranger suit. The Pink Ranger Mighty Morphin is iconic. So is the Yellow Ranger. Favorite Black Ranger? I think I like the In Space Black Ranger and also the there wasn't one for Zeo or Turbo, right? Yeah. Blue Ranger, I like the Turbo one. I do like the Turbo Blue Ranger. And then yeah, that's really about it. Thoughts on VeggieTales? Never watched it. All I remember was it was used in Chuck E. Cheese's, but that's it. It's thanks to you. I'm aware of Phil Tippett's Mad God. Yeah, I want to see that. That actually looks really good. I want to see it in theaters. I won't see it in a small little YouTube screen. I want to see it on the big screen. I really wish it was premiering at TIFF. Let's see here. And BigJackFilms has now reached feature length. Donkey Kong feature length. I love that meme. Who knew watching a guy on a webcam would be so interesting and entertaining? Thank you. I really appreciate that. I really do. I think I'm actually going to maybe probably call it a night soon because it is getting late and I do have to get back to work. But I'll answer a few more questions while we're at it. Do I still hate the 2017 Power Rangers? Yes, I do. In fact, I believe it was David the Master who wants me to do a commentary on that episode. That is going to be the first commentary I put out. I haven't done a commentary in a while, so I'll probably be the next big thing I do. But I do want to talk about sort of the making of that episode. Any Super Sentai season you want to see? I've seen the basics. The one I love the most is Kyoto Sentai Zyuranger. I want to watch all of Gokaiger, because that's apparently the better Super Mega Force. And I also do want to watch Die Ranger. I've heard a lot about Die Ranger. Let's see, Nintendo fan. Did he have a question? Let's see here. Green Ranger gets clapped by Mechagodzilla. I think Spoonie would disagree because he did the deadliest character where the Megazord beat the shit out of Mechagodzilla. Excuse me for your refrigerating. Well, you better go catch it. Thoughts on Kingdom Kong starring Camaratos? I don't know what that is. Johnny. You'll have to message me on Twitter for that. Let's see. I don't know who that is, Tyler. So Huey's right. I will not discuss it. Favorite Megazord? The original. The original Megazord is iconic, but second favorite? I'm probably going to have to say the Ninja Megazord from Mighty Morphin Season 3. And also maybe the Turbozord. I do like the Turbozord. Yeti, Giant of the 20th Century or Disaster Movie? You want me to choose which one's better? So, little confession, guys. So those awful scary movie spin-off movies, so i.e. Date Movie, Epic Movie, Disaster Movie, Meet the Spartans, like those four in particular, I might sound horrible for saying this, but I have a guilty pleasure for those. I know they are god-awful. I know they are not funny. I know they are horrible piles of shit. But I'd rather watch those than any Asylum film. At least there's some entertainment in it. If you could take away the funnies and see it as a real, like the script is written by a 4-year-old on fan fiction with crayons, there's some entertainment value in those movies. I think out of all of them, I really liked Epic Movie. I did see all those in cinemas just for shits and giggles. That was a bored day seeing those. I just had fun with those. But I remember seeing Meet the Spartans. I remember Date Movie. I remember Epic Movie. Epic Movie I liked. Like, it's sort of fun. It's probably the funniest out of all of them because at least there was some effort in the jokes. But what I love about Epic Movie is that it's basically the first kind of multiverse fan fiction cross. It's a fan fiction movie. It is one of the first of its kind, but it's a fan fiction movie written by a 4-year-old. And because it comes from the mind of a child, an immature child, there is some entertainment and laughs with it. I really like that. In fact, the one joke in Epic Movie that I thought was downright hilarious was how much they ripped into the plot of Superman Returns. Like, I remember the white bitch of Narnia. Like, they don't call her the White Witch. And she's played by this really cool actress. She's got the crystal that Lex Luthor has. And she's like, I will use this crystal and dump it into the ocean where it will collapse all of Narnia and I will create a new continent to rule the world. And then it cuts to Tony Cox, the great Tony Cox is like sort of the little elf character that follows the White Witch around. She's like, yo, bitch, that's pretty much the plot of Superman Returns. And she's like, yeah, pretty much. They even know they just don't care. And that's what I love. There's just zero care in sometimes they know what they're self-aware. They know what they're doing, but they just don't give a fuck. And that's what makes it funny. So I really like Epic Movie. And then at the end, when she starts quoting the over-the-top Kevin Spacey lines to Kumar and like dumps the thing in the lake. And even like they're counting the lines of Superman Returns. It's like millions of people will die. Billions. Cut to Tony Cox just like counting his hands like, oh my God, they're doing line for line. And then throws in the water, and then Kumar was like, damn, that's Superman plot. I don't know why. Those movies are funny. Disaster Movie, I'll even say, is so utterly bad that it's great. It is a disaster, but it's a laughable disaster. It is like, this movie is a flop, a fraud, a piece of shit. It crashed and burned. It's a train wreck, a car crash. But it's so laughably bad. It's so laughably funny. I freaking love that film. I don't care if it's bad. I think it's like so bad it's hilarious. You know? So that is like watching an Uwe Boll movie. That is like watching a what is it? Like there's some movies out there like that most people think, oh, I can't wait to see what he pulls out of his ass this time. anytime they make movies like that, I'm like, let's go. I want to see how bad this gets because these are fucking funny. I love Bad Santa. Actually, Scott J, if you want to know about Bad Santa, that is my #2 favorite Christmas movie. Go check out my top 10 or top 12 Christmas specials, or top 14. That was one of the first top lists I ever did. I was on the first season. It's pretty bad and cringy, but Bad Santa did make the list as one of my favorite Christmas things. So check that out. Exactly. Wrong! Like Stephen Hawking tried to, yeah, like, isn't that in superhero movie where, like, what is it? Stephen Hawking gets hit by a beehive, and he's like, ow, 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 shit. See, for an immature child to hear Stephen Hawking swear is actually, if you look at it in the mind of like an immature child, that shit's hilarious, and I can see the laughs in those. So there's that. Oh my god, freaking. I love those horrible scary movie ripoffs. Favorite Superman movie? Probably the original Donner film. And you know what? I have a soft spot for Superman 4 and Superman Returns. Probably because Superman Returns, that was the first Superman movie I saw in cinemas, and that was the first Superman movie I really saw fully. So I do have a love for that film. BigJackFilms, can you talk about the live-action adaptation of Tintin for the 10th anniversary? You mean the CGI motion capture one that Peter Jackson and Steven Spielberg did? And would you review it with Huey Tumor? I don't know has Huey covered it? I think he already has. I probably want to review it on my own, but I do love that film. I love how it actually kind of does start. It's starting to get more attention now. Because when it came out, it kind of just came and went. But I saw it in cinemas. And I freaking loved it. Like, that was a great movie. It was like an animated Indiana Jones movie. The score was great. The direction by Peter Jackson was wonderful. Spielberg's touch was in there too. Cast, Jamie Bell, Andy Serkis. Great movie. It was better than any of the shit Robert Zemeckis was putting out in motion capture. But the one thing that I thought was absolutely brilliant about that film, that pirate battle was spectacular. That, to me, was the highlight of the movie, to see the unicorn and the pirate ships, and they're battling in like a sea storm and flipping each other over. It's like the writers and the creators were like saying, let's make Pirates of the Caribbean on crack. And it was wonderful. I love the scene where they're sword fighting and they're like trying to knock out the fuse to the drums of dynamite. And you know, I love the ending line with like I curse you, Haddock. We'll meet again in another time, in another life. That idea of like descendants fighting their ancestors' battles. All that shit is great. I freaking love that stuff. Tintin is underrated. Tintin is a masterpiece in animation. Like, great flick. I remember, it's funny because like I saw it, I think at the time I was actually working at a movie theater at the time it was released. I was working at a movie theater as part of a little side job. And I was a ticket guy. It's just rip the ticket. And I would occasionally on my breaks go and watch movies. So I remember seeing Tintin. And I remember even at the time they showed the trailer for The Hobbit. I was more excited about the Hobbit trailer. But then when I watched the movie, I'm like, this movie's great. What are you talking about? I love Tintin. Tintin's amazing. Guys, go watch Tintin. Maybe someday I'll take a look at that film. Someday I will discuss it. And actually, I think I'm going to make this the last question of the night. It's a really good one. Captain Jack Sparrow or Captain Hook? The duel to the death I have always wanted. I would love to see a fan film on that done right. I know there was 20 years ago in the early days of YouTube and shit, there was a really impressive fan teaser for these two fighting, and it was Jack Sparrow and it was the Jason Isaacs Captain Hook from the recent 2003 Peter Pan. And they were dueling on Neverland. It was the Battle of Neverland. I've always thought of the idea of a fan film, and the way it would work, it would be basically, here's how I would do it, is that Captain Hook actually does exist, but he's from the Pirates of the Caribbean timeline. And I had the idea that it would be kind of a prequel. And the only thing I would kind of change is that Hook already has the hook. And what he would do is like, he basically, this one would be, my concept was basically he comes back from Neverland. He finds a way out of Neverland takes the Jolly Roger and goes off to search for Jack Sparrow to say, I want my revenge. This because here's the idea is that Captain Hook has a grudge against Jack Sparrow because Jack Sparrow is the reason he got stuck in Neverland. I like the idea that basically, like, you know, like that whole idea of like the going between worlds and at World's End that they kind of pointed out with the green lights and shit, like where like the sort of like a portal thing. What if one of those could take a ship to Neverland? You know, like something like that. So imagine my concept was that it's kind of like what the fifth film was, Didn't Tell No Tales, but instead of Captain Salazar, it was Captain Hook, and Jack Sparrow had led him to a portal that had him stuck in Neverland for years fighting Peter Pan and the Lost Boys and shit. And it would be interesting because say he comes back to the Caribbean to take out Jack Sparrow and he tells him, I have seen things. I have seen the future. I have seen advanced technology. Because think about it. Captain Hook has been around almost current present day time. He has seen London during the Blitz. He has seen London in 1991 from Hook. You know, he has seen the future. He has notes and like knowledge of the future. Imagine applying that to Pirates of the Caribbean. Obviously, they can't time travel, but the idea that Hook has pretty much been in a purgatory in Neverland for hundreds of years, never aging. Like, it is a purgatory for him. You know, and getting Peter Pan, he felt was the only way to stop this from happening. You give him depth. You make him where he's miserable. That's why he accepted being stuck in Neverland. But then when he finally found a way out, he took his chance. Now, the thing I would debate about in writing the story is that would we establish that he finally got him? Did he kill Peter Pan? Or did he escape and leave Pan alive? I think it would be a dark twist to have it where he killed Peter Pan, he killed the child. But I think it would be more interesting is that, say there's like the battle between him and Sparrow with like the Black Pearl versus the Jolly Roger. Let's go. Let's get them at it. I would think at the end of the battle's sort of a cop-out because then here comes Peter Pan to help out Jack Sparrow, and obviously Peter thinks, who's this pirate? You know, who's this jerk? And basically he takes the ship back to Neverland. It's sort of like, oh, Hook, you think you're gonna escape Neverland? I don't think so, motherfucker. Come with me. Maybe he takes his shadow and uses it as like a rope to lasso in the Jolly Roger back to Neverland. And Hook's like, no, Sparrow, help, no, Smee. I love this concept. I want that as a Pirates of the Caribbean movie. You know, like find a way to incorporate, because look, you've already had Blackbeard. Why not other historical pirates? Why not Captain Hook? Why not Long John Silver? Get Tim Curry. Oh, only Tim Curry didn't have a thing like the stroke. Have him come back as John Silver. Like, do Treasure Island. Do other famous like historical or fictional pirates, incorporate them into the mythos. Oh, that would be amazing. God. See, and I've always wanted to do like a pirate. There you go, racist to God. John Paul Jones, the greatest American pirate to ever sail the seas during the Civil War. The only thing, or not the Civil War, the Revolutionary War. The only thing is, would Jack Sparrow still be alive? Because isn't the Pirates movie taking place in the 1600s or the 1700s? Because if it's the 1700s, then perhaps an old Jack Sparrow. Actually, that would be a good idea for a Pirates of the Caribbean movie. Have Jack Sparrow help John Paul Jones out during the Revolutionary War in America. That would be interesting. Maybe John Paul Jones, when he's sailing out to take the ships out, he's kind of one of the last pirates. But then he's kind of running out of allies. So he's like, well, they say there's one pirate that survived the purge. He is known as the legendary Jack Sparrow. So imagine oh my God, imagine the Black Pearl helping John Paul Jones take ships out of Britain to get them away from the Americans. How cool would that be? That Jack Sparrow helped in the Revolutionary War. That would be amazing. But he doesn't step anywhere in America. He just helps get the British ships off the back of the American shipping areas. There's an idea. Jack Sparrow Revolution. There you go. Let's make that a movie. See, I've got all these. See, I come up with all this shit in my head. How the fuck has Hollywood not hired me yet? I've got all these concepts, all these great ideas. Thoughts on Quest for Camelot and its production problems. I didn't know it had production problems, but I think it's an okay movie. I'm glad this guy's able to lift your spirits, Big Jack Films. Seriously need more subscribers to lift spirits of, yeah, I know, yeah, it's pretty cool. Like, just, like, that's what I want to see with these Pirates of the Caribbean movies. Let's go crazy with them. You know what? What if take all the pirate movies as one crossover? Yeah, establish the pirate cinematic universe. Treasure Island's canon. Neverland is canon. Pirates of the Caribbean is canon. Cutthroat Island is canon. Get Gina Davis back. I don't know. Get freaking Captain Blood in there. Find a way to make a CGI Errol Flynn. That'd be amazing. Get Captain Blood in there. Oh my God, yes. Oh my God, like that's the next best thing. You know, hey, Pirates of the Caribbean, are you struggling? Do a cinematic universe with all these famous pirates. There you go. So I think I'm actually going to call it a night, guys. I really got to get going back to work on Mummy Month. But I do appreciate you guys all coming in. I actually had a really good time doing this. I thought I was only going to go for an hour, but really had fun. If you have any more questions, let them know in the comments. Of course, support us on Patreon. $1 more will get you access to all of our content, as well as other special features. Y'all know the mailing address. All of the links are in the description down below. But tune in tonight or tomorrow, midnight probably. I will be posting the trailer for the next Big Jack Films review. It is the review before Mummy Month. It is the review for the month. Would really appreciate you guys coming down to watch that. The trailer will be out. It'll be available right now on Patreon. So it is their early access, and it'll probably be coming out the following week. But if you guys want to see it early, please do us a favor and support us on Patreon. Any support helps. Keeps the lights on, keeps the stuff going. YouTube has been kind of low on the algorithm. But yeah, that's about it. So obviously, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Until the next video, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys later. This is BigJackFilms signing off saying, make a crazy pirate movie. Lazy Pirate Day. I just made an Epic Movie reference. Go watch Epic Movie. It actually is really funny. All right, until then, see you guys later. Take it easy.